Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another episode of Franchise Hockey Manager 10 with the San Jose Sharks. We are at December 4th, or December 1st of year 4, is how I should say it. And we're 15-4-1. It's been a really good start to the season for us. So we're 15-4-1, but that's only good for third place in the West. Colorado is an obnoxious 18-2 in their first 20 games, while the Coyotes are 15-4-2, so they got one more game in hand than us. We got a pretty big lead on Vegas and Edmonton in the Pacific. You can see we have the NHL's leading goal scorer right now, Nikolai Ehlers. He's got 20 goals in 20 games, only 4 assists. It's an interesting stat line, but I'll take 82 goals and 16 assists projected, which is, I don't think you guys can see that pop up. That's something I've never been able to figure out. It's an OBS thing, and I don't know enough about OBS to figure it out. But yeah, Nikolai Ehlers, 20 goals, 4 assists on the season. So he's on pace for 82 goals and 16 assists on the year. So that's interesting. And then we got Shesterkin, who is finally performing like we anticipated he would a year ago. He's 8-3 with a 2.15 goals against and a .933 save percentage, both in the top 5 or 6 in the NHL. So let's take a look quickly at our stats. We get Teravainen continuing to this is probably the best signing we made, probably even better than Lindholm. He's just been phenomenal for us in his 3 seasons, 33-33, 32-50. This year he's got 12 goals, 8 assists already in 20 games. So he's been terrific. Anton Frundell, we gave him that extra year down with the Barracudas a year ago. And seems like it was the right decision. He's got 20 points in 20 games as a 19-year-old. Michael Misa, 20 points in 20 games as a 19-year-old. He's a plus 22 in 20 games. Kirby Dachs had a nice start to his Sharks career here with 17 points. Noah Dobson is a plus 5. He's got 15 points. Lindholm is still negative. He's at 13 points in 20 games. Musty is at 11. Springer, who was a late draft pick for us, but really developed, so we went after him. He's averaging about a point every other game. Same thing with Werenski, but he's a plus 18. Patra, and then you start to get some numbers that are not, some stats that are not great, but overall we're playing well. Shunov doesn't have a goal yet this year, which is a bit surprising from a defenseman with a 16 offensive rating. Soto's only played in 1 game. Who's got our best game rating is Quentin Musty, and our worst is Soderstrom. Okay, it's a bit surprising. Goalie stats, Shesterkin, we talked about, 8-3-1 with a 2.15 and a 9.33. Romanov, 7-1 with a 2.75 and a 9.04. So goaltending play has been terrific for us. If we go to depth chart, Gage Alexander. Oh, that's right. I picked up. I think you saw that, right? I claimed. Maybe you didn't see it. I claimed Gage Alexander. I had thought about it previously, but I claimed him, and now I just have 3 goalies on my roster because. Oh, that's right. Dobson's hurt. He's out for a week or 2. It's been a while since I'm played. Alexander, I just picked him up off. They put him on waivers again, and I couldn't pass it up this time. I don't know if he's going to play for us or what the long-term plan is, but I couldn't pass up a 4.5-star goalie. So I picked him up. And I think Romanov is still better defensively, but from a tactical perspective, his goalie ratings. So, we're going to stick with Romanov and Shesterkin, and if it turns into a mess and I need to call somebody up because of injuries, I'll just put them on waivers or whatever. But for now, we've got 3 goalies on our roster. Anything else of note here? You see our top 6 defensemen. It has Carlo actually listed as our 9th best defenseman, but because of that defensive rating, I'm continuing to keep him. I guess I just sent him down. I sent him down and then called him up. So he's back with us now. He had played a couple of games with the Barracuda. Yeah, again, I'm trying to remember exactly what happened just because it's been a while. Yeah, so Carlo is with us. Gage Alexander is now our second best prospect. Look at our second, third, and fourth best prospects are all goalies. I mean, that might give us some play here come the trade deadline. We got a lot of goaltending depth. Goudreau, I believe, was with the team. I don't think we drafted him. I think he was part of the team. Is that right? 2021, yeah. So he was drafted by the Sharks, not us. Leenders, we drafted Leenders in 2024. And then obviously Alexander we just picked up. A lot of 3.5-star guys, Dubé, Kowalchuk, Anderson, Vluswick, who we're still waiting on to fully develop. He'll be there next year. 14s across the board. That's good enough to play defense for us. Danny Nelson, 14s across the board. He'll probably be with us as well. So we got a lot of talent here. Not a lot of draft picks this year, so thankfully we are deep in our minor leagues. We got a first, a second, a fifth. I guess it's not terrible. We're missing our third and our fourth, so it's not awful, but we got our top 2 picks. All right, so set our monthly budgets. Let's bump game promotions up. Let's assign scouts. Do I have to do anything from a harmony perspective? I got a click that I can try to break up, and I was able to. It's funny because Lindholm is part of the click, and he just. Well, Lindholm isn't the captain anymore, right? Who's my captain now? Who is my captain now? Werenski. So Werenski convinced somebody to leave the click, so that's fine. Yeah, so that's kind of where we are as an intro. So as always, I'm going to sim ahead to January 1st, and then I'll come back and we'll sim January together. So I will be right back. All right, we are back. It is January 1st, and I am going to have to take another break. I got a conference call I got to jump on here in a little bit, but I'm going to play a little bit before that call starts. So it's January 1st. We're 21-10-1. It wasn't a particularly good month for us. I mean, we're still in first place. We have a 2-point lead on Los Angeles with 4 games, and we suffered a ton of injuries. Ehlers, you can see, only played 4 games that entire month, so he still only has 20 goals. We also lost Patra and Doc for not an extended period of time, but we lost them both for like a week and a half. So, I mean, we were calling up players from the AHL, and it just, it wasn't great, but we're still doing okay. We had to send Alex. Look at our goaltending for the Barracuda. We got Goudreau, Leenders, and Alexander all set up as our goalies. I mean, our AHL team is terrible because we have no prospects there, but their goaltending is electric. Anyway, so yeah, it wasn't a great month. I think we were 15-4-1, so we were 6-6 that month, so we're 500. Anton Frundell now leads. He just had a 4-goal game. He had a 4-goal game. Our last game against Edmonton, right here. We won 4-3. He had all 4 goals. So Anton Frundell at 19 years old has got 36 points in 32 games. He's a plus 27. Teravainen leads the team second on the team in goals with 17. Michael Misa. Yeah, Frundell and Misa on the same line together with Ehlers. That's our best line, really. Lindholm continues to struggle. I mean, I can't bring myself to give him up. I mean, the ratings are so good. He just hasn't been a good fit in San Jose, so we'll see. Dobson and Werenski have been great as our top 2 D pairings. Carlo's been fantastic, so I'm glad I stuck with him stuck with him on the big team rather than sending him back down. Anybody not performing up to snuff, I guess? David Kampf, he's out there for his defense. He's a minus rating. I mean, he's 62. It's fine. Patra and Bysted, yeah. I mean, they're both young guys, only 22, but they're both at 60 ratings. Teddy Bluger is only at a 61. I mean, Carlo's only at a 60, but I mean, I guess high 60s, low 70s is considered good, like really good. So goaltending stats, I think we need to lean more. Yeah, this might be part of the problem. We might need to lean more on Shesterkin. Because Romanov hasn't been particularly good, while Shesterkin has been. So if we go to lines and goalie starts, and I think we're going to, we can not on back-to-backs, but I think we're going to go heavily into our starter here in the month of January and see how that kind of plays everything out for us. So starter, backup, starter, backup kind of thing. So he'll get multiple starts in a row. Yeah. So starter, backup, starter, backup, starter, backup, starter, backup, starter. Yeah. So Shesterkin will get the majority of the starts in January. So we got to set our monthly budget. That's fine. We got to assign scouts. Mont Blanc. I'm assuming that's Canada someplace. Let's just send Jaron Burke there. Where are we from a Harmony perspective? We're fine. We weren't able to get Bysted, Musty, or Lindholm to drop the click. It's not a huge issue. Development report for the month of December. Oscar Holmertz is an 18-year-old, 1.5 star, looking like he could be helpful to us down the road. Swoboda, Chapman, 3.5 stars. Vluswick, up to 2 stars already. He's probably with the team next year. Hudson Kowalchuk, not quite there, but he's only 18, so I'm not worried about it. Alexander and Leenders both get better. Reed Anderson gets better. Leshuvnov, man, he's so good. So good. Misa, 4 stars. He's a beast as well. And then Cizikas and Shesterkin with a little bit of drop there. So, all right, let's get to the next game. Yeah, so I got to drop in about 10 minutes for a conference call, and then I'll finish off whatever's left of the month. So we're at Vancouver and at Vegas, so an opportunity to put some more distance between us and our division rivals. Shesterkin's still in the top 10 in goals against. He's just outside. Well, I guess he's tied for 10th in save percentage, but I don't know how many of these guys are regulars. Like I know Samsonov is, Sorokin is, I think Ville Husso is. But other than that, I don't really know who the regulars are there. And this doesn't factor in, minimum games played or whatever. Like Capo Kakinen, I don't think has played every game. Yeah, he's not up here at all. So he's having a good year, but he's only played 6 games or something. Colorado is 28-6-1 at the end of December. New Jersey 26-8-3. We got some really good teams around the NHL right now. We got that January 2nd pause here as the game sims. Thinks about what it needs. All right, there we go. Well, almost. Yeah, so Ehlers, when we started this episode, he led the NHL in goal scoring. He has the same number of goals now. Is Carter Hart about to be moved? Well, I'm not going to trade for him. That is for damn sure. Owner confidence. He's very pleased with us. New nationalities. Cool. All right, we are at Vegas, or at Vancouver, rather. First game of the month. Let's hope for a victory. Get off to a good start. 4-3 win. Again, Shesterkin in goal. He'll be getting the majority of the starts down the stretch here. And I may try to trade Romanov before the end of the season and call up one of our multiple goalies that are awesome. So Patra, Musty, and Misa, and then we win in a shootout. Shesterkin stops 30 of 33. Good defensive rating from Kampf. Musty had himself a good game. Cool. All right, next day. Well, we are playing Vegas here, and we do have Romanov in net for this one. I bet we lose. Oh, we win 3-0, Romanov. So I talk smack about him, and then he comes back and pitches a shutout against the Knights. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Andre Miller, Jan Spreiner, Anton Frondel. Frondel with a goal and an assist. Misa with a couple of assists. And Romanov stops 23 out of 23. Excellent. Look at those defensive ratings. That's what you like to see. All in the blue there. Michael Misa with a huge game. That's awesome. All right, next game is against Pittsburgh. Ooh, a lot of players on waivers. Anybody of interest? Blake Murray, no. Sonny Milano, no. Brennan Othman, no. William Strumgen, no. Okay. So Pittsburgh is here, 17, 18, and 1. We have Michael Misa. We have them to thank for Michael Misa. So we will be forever grateful to the Pittsburgh Penguins. And it's back-to-back shutouts for the Sharks. 3-0, this time 5-0. Ehlers no longer in the top 10 in goals. We get Lindholm, only 6 goals. Only had a couple of goals. So he had 2 goals in this one. So Lindholm, Werenski, Lindholm, Frondel, and Kampf. Carlo added a couple of assists. Only 16 shots against Shesterkin, but he saves them all. Great game for Lindholm. And I think this is going to be that point in time where we pause. So I'm going to take another quick break, and I'll talk to you when my conference call's over. All right, we're back. The work stuff is done. The fun stuff can begin. So it is January 9th, and we're right where we left off. So, yeah, let's just keep going. We're at Detroit, or at home versus Detroit today. 3-0 so far this month. Make it 4-0. It's a 7-2 victory. Ehlers back in the top 10 in goal scoring. That's a good game for us. We got down 2-0. Then Sprinar scored. Doc, Ehlers, Musty, and then Frondel, and then Bystead. A couple of goals for Phillip in the third. Shesterkin gets the start. For some reason, the game pulled Connor Ingram and put Husso in the final 8 minutes, but that's okay. So pulling away here from the Kings, 3 games in hand, 6-point lead in the Pacific. One of the top, yeah, I mean, we got a bunch of games in hand on some of these teams. So, we only have the third most points in the Pacific, or in the Western Conference, but Arizona's got 5 games in hand on us, and they're only up by a point. So at Minnesota, looks like we're going to play a lot of games down the stretch. Ooh, a 4-3 loss, that one in a shootout. Okay, Andre Miller for us, Ehlers and Patras. We were up 3-1 going to the third. Mitch Marner of the Minnesota Wild and Ryan Hartman, and then they won it in a shootout. All right. So it looks like we're probably going to have a lot of games in February, March, and April. And the plan will be the same as what I normally do, which is get to the end of January here. I'll sim most of February, and then we'll do the deadline, and we'll see where we stand. I mean, there might be some deadline moves, and if it's a quick deadline, we might go to the end of the season like we did previously. But so if it's not a quick deadline, we'll just do the deadline as its own episode. So just kind of play that by ear. So all right, next day we are at Ottawa, sub 500. There's a 3-2 victory. Shesterkin now third in the league in goals against. Teravainen and Frondel in the first. Lindholm on the power play in the third. Shesterkin looking pretty darn strong this season. Third, yeah. So, yeah, and you can see Laurent Brossoit. I don't know if that's how it's pronounced. I'm sure there's some French in there that I don't understand, but he's only played 10 games. Kakinen's only played 10 games. So Shesterkin is I would say the best goalie in the NHL so far this year. 923 save percentage, 239 goals against. You got Florida coming up. Now with an 8-point lead over Los Angeles with 4 games in hand. Yeah, Toronto's got 2 more points than us, but they've played 4 more games. So feeling pretty good about where we stand right now as a team. Once we get towards the end of the month, we'll start thinking about, what we want to add. We've got all those goalies. We may as well try to do something with it, right? So my phone is beeping. Keep trying to turn it down, but Dan Vladar signs with Buffalo. DeBrincat re-signs with the Red Wings. 5-year contract, good for DeBrincat. Next day, we're at Florida now. Ooh, tough one. 5-2 loss. We're just going to go ahead and skip that box score and just get up to our next game against Buffalo on the 19th. We're the only team in the league with fewer than, I guess there was one other team who had fewer than 40 games played, right? Who was that? Detroit. Yeah, Detroit's got 38. We have 39. Got Buffalo today. Another 3-2 victory. Ehlers is up to 23 goals on the season. Doc gets the scoring started first, then Ehlers, then Noah Dobson shorthanded in overtime. You like that. Tough defensive game for Teravainen, tough offensive game for Blueger, but otherwise things look pretty good. I gotta turn the volume down on my phone. It continues to beep. Great game for Kirby Dach. Romanov played a pretty good game, and now we have Calgary next, or Calgary, depending on where you're from. Flames just traded Elias Lindholm. Lindholm to Vancouver. That's a pretty substantial trade between rivals, and they gave up a ton. Samuel Girard is on waivers. He's got a bad contract, right? No, he's only got $5 million. It's not terrible. Minnesota trades a second for Hunter Height. Girard's not bad. I don't really have a spot for him. If I'm going to pick somebody up or I'm going to make a trade, it's going to be for an upgrade. And, where would that upgrade be? Our top line, all 4 of our lines are pretty well set. I don't even know what I would want to pick up, truthfully. Maybe we just, maybe there's going to be somebody elite on the trade block and we can just make our team just a ton better. Maybe pick up a 5-star guy and shift everybody down a line. I don't know. Because I don't think we need a ton. All right, so we're at home against Calgary, Girard and Ross Colton. I'm good there. How do we do against the Flames today? 4-2 wins. We continue to play good hockey. Ehlers now back up to 5th in the league in goal scores. It looked like he had a couple of goals in this one. Yeah, 2 goals and an assist. Ehlers and Musty in the first. They get Hanzik and Boisfair in the second. We get Werenski and Ehlers in the third. Ehlers assisted on Werenski's goal, so we had 3 points. Shesterkin stops 30 of 32. We got Seattle coming up. They're taking on the 2 worst teams in the Pacific Division, so hopefully we can just win them both and push those teams further down. 28-11-2. I will take that. Tampa Bay looking to trade Mikhail Sergachev. Now, that's the kind of thing that I would be looking to pick up. I'm just curious. If we start with... Yeah, I mean, here are five of my best prospects, and it's not even close. I mean, we might be able to get there if we trade. Some of our NHL talent, but I don't know if I want to do that. There's another win, 6-4. Another couple goals for Ehlers. He scored in the first, Frundell in the second. They then scored two. Reed Anderson picks up his sixth. Then Ehlers, Musty, and Kampf into an empty net goal. So Frundell had a goal and 2 assists. Shesterkin substitute. He's got to be the rookie of the year, right? I mean, he's got 47 points in 42 games, 21 goals. I mean, he's got to be, right? Got to be the rookie of the year. Next game is New Jersey. So, yeah, I mean, maybe we make a splash at the deadline. I mean, we've got so much young talent that, players that we don't have signed to contracts that can come in and help that, maybe we can use some of the pieces we have on the big team to, I don't know. I mean, if you look at our unsigned list, look at all these. All four of these, Dubé, Konowalchuk, Vluswick, Nelson, all get signed next year. Cameron Lund gets signed next year. Royston gets signed next year. We got so much talent here in just our unsigned. I got to deal with this. I didn't realize this at all, so I got to deal with this. This is something I'll probably deal with offline. There's a lot here I got to bring back. Obviously, we want to bring back Dobson. We want to bring back Alexander. If we're not going to bring back Romanov, I'll probably try to trade Romanov around the deadline. But we want to bring back Dobson, Alexander. We want to bring back Teravainen. We want to bring back Musty, Bysted. We both want to bring back. Maybe not Bluger and Kampf. Maybe we move on from that. Maybe Kampf. I love the 16 defensive rating out of a forward. So there's a lot to do there, but that will be I think I'll probably do that in between episodes just so you guys don't have to sit and watch me just offer contracts. I'll just show you what the contracts are that I signed them to. All right, we got New Jersey, battle of two of the best teams in the NHL, and it's a 4-2 Sharks victory. We are 30-11-2 on the season. Teravainen with a couple of goals. Misa, they scored 2 in the third to tie it. Then Sprinar would untie it with 30 seconds left. Got Minnesota coming up. I saw a trade. That was one we've already seen. My phone just keeps beeping. I apologize for that. Colorado and Vancouver. Devin Taves for Philip Hronek. Wow. That's a pretty substantial trade right there. Okay. All right. Well, I don't understand that from Colorado's perspective, but they get out from the contract, I guess. All right, we got Minnesota now. 3-2 loss. So we got one more game this month. That is against Winnipeg. So let's get through that. We'll check out the stats, and then we'll call it an episode. So yeah, in between this episode and next, I will try to figure out maybe what I want to do from a trade perspective. I'll try to get some players signed to contracts. Ryder Rolston. He's a big fan of his dad. Next day, we finish the month with a win, or are we going to finish with a 2-game losing streak? 4-1 win. All right, so that was a really good month for us. We were 21-10-1. So we went 10-2-1 that month, right? Something like that. Stamkos for them. Steven Stamkos of the Winnipeg Jets. Leshuvnov, but then Doc, Lindholm, and Musty all scored in the third. Shesterkin gets the start. So we finished the month 31-12-2. We have an 8-point lead on Vegas with 4 games in hand. We're in good shape. Our leading scorer is a 19-year-old Anton Frundell, 49 points in 45 games. He's a plus 38. Ellers with 27 goals in 37 games. Misa, 39 points. He's a plus 38. Teravainen is a negative, but has 20 goals on the year. Doc with a nice first season for us. Musty is having a really good year with 31 points. Lindholm with 30. Dobson, what does he want for a contract? Because we are going to re-sign him. So, here. Oh, brother. 6 years, $8 million. So if we go 6, what if I give you... What if I just give you 8 for 6? Cool. I mean, I think that makes sense. I mean, it takes him to 33. That's a pretty substantial deal, but we've got some contracts, I think, that are coming off the books, right? Cap obligations. So Teravainen we need to bring back. Bluger's coming off. Cizikas is coming off. Yeah, Kampf and Musty both need to be re-signed. Carlos, $4 million is coming off the books. Yeah, we don't have much after here. I don't know that we bring back Ehlers once the contract. We might, but I don't know that we do. So yeah, there's not a lot of money tied up. So that's a fine contract for Ehlers, I think. All right, let's get to February 1st. Oh, we didn't look at goaltending. That was the other thing. I wanted to look at the goaltending really quickly just to see. Yeah, I mean, leaning on Shesterkin that month, I think, was a benefit. Okay, so Dobson signed the contract, so we get him for 6 years at $8 million. I mean, it's a ton of money, but we don't have any really huge contracts yet. Some of our players are going to start to get expensive here in the next couple of years, but we'll be all right. Gluswick gets better at shot blocking. Any big upgrades? Frontal, balance, and shooting range. Leshuvnov continues to get better offensively. Patra settled into that third or fourth line kind of guy. Roster, stats, goalies. Yeah, Shesterkin, 19-7-1 with a 2.46 and a 9.21. He's been fantastic. I think Romanov is going to get traded, and we'll call up one of our younger guys and let them kind of do their thing here as the backup, since we'll lean on Shesterkin this season. So that's going to be it, guys. We're in pretty good shape here. So I'm going to sim ahead. If we look at the schedule, if we look at our schedule, deadline is March. Where is the deadline? March 3rd. Okay. Did I just not see it? Oh, it's not listed. So I will sim to probably here, the 22nd, play 3 weeks or 2 weeks offline, come back on the 22nd, and we'll see how long the deadline takes. If it doesn't take long, we'll go right on to the end of the season and the playoffs. But if it's a 30-minute deadline episode, then that'll probably be it. So that's gonna do it, guys. Yeah, let me know your thoughts. Things are going pretty well. Things are looking pretty good for the Sharks this season. We'll talk to you in a couple of weeks, and we'll get to the deadline. So thanks for watching. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.